Racing on Sunday takes place out at Hollywoodbets Kenilworth, where we've got a 10-race program to look forward to, and the Somerset 1200 is the listed race. That will be the headliner on the day, and the race that we're all looking forward to seeing. But it is going to be an action-packed race day down in the Western Cape. We are recording on the Friday, so do take note of any changes, any scratch-ins closer to race time, as it is within 48 hours that we are recording off the race meeting. And joining me in studio for change is Graham. And Graham, how are you doing?
All good, thank you, Rahil. Yep, we're recording a little earlier than we usually do because of the Hollywoodbets Scottsville meeting and the team needing to get out to Hollywoodbets Scottsville, so we can't record on the Saturday morning. So there could well be changes, not only to the car, but also to the betting as we have it right now.
Yeah, absolutely. Race number one, and this is set to be around over 1,500 meters. It is a juvenile plate. The bipod will commence with the running of race number 2. In the first race, number 1, All the Rage is the favorite to 14 to 10 into 13 to 10. And a very nice race last time out in the Western Cape Nursery. You've got 7 to 2 Randolph Hurst, 9 to 2 Sierra Sagrada, 5 to 1 Roland Garros. It's 7 to 1 and better bar those. Graham, what's your thoughts here? Race number 1, All the Rage, Randolph Hurst, the 2 to fight it out?
I think they are the two most likely to fight it out. Of course, Roland Garros is the topical tip, with the French Open currently being played out there in Paris. But I think that it's clear that JP van der Merwe prefers number 4 Randolph Hurst over number 3 Roland Garros. He would have had the choice of the two rides being retained by Greg Bortz. There's a lot of talk, Rahil, that number 4 Randolph Hurst is a really good horse in the making. He's had the experience of winning over 1,400 meters. This is over 1,500 meters. All the Rage, nice horse, nice type, but he's never gone beyond 1,100 meters, so there's a bit of a question mark. He does jump out of pole position, but I think these are the right two in what is a very competitive and quite a nice race. I think there's a lot of talent in this race, and I think this is a form line that you're probably going to want to follow going forward. But I'm in the camp of number 4 Randolph Hurst to edge out number 1 All the Rage, but of course All the Rage might be crying out for this ground and could be a lot better than we think. So I think Randolph Hurst has a race on his hands, but I think at the current price of 7 to 2, he offers some good value.
Yep, 7 to 2, number 4 Randolph Hurst. Perhaps it could be an exacta to get your day started with numbers 1 and 4. We move along to race number 2 next up. This will be the start of the bipod. 12 p.m. is the off time. It is a middle stakes for fillies and mares over 1,400 meters. Favorite is number 3, Gimme That Pearl, currently trading at 15 to 10. Number 5, Kamchatka, and number 6, My Only Weakness, are both at 22 to 10 in the market. 7 to 1 Russian Royal, and then numbers 1 and 2 are both at double figure quotes here. Graham, race number 2, sort of the bipod. What's your thinking here? This filly, Gimme That Pearl, obviously ran a cracker last time out over 1,600 meters. She's back over a distance that she shouldn't have any issue over, but I do believe that a horse like number 5 Kamchatka, despite it being maybe sharp off her best, I think that she could get involved.
I think the pace is going to determine the outcome of this race. There are only 6 fillies in the race. The market leaders, Gimme That Pearl, Kamchatka, and My Only Weakness. They're betting it very tight up front. My Only Weakness now in very good form again. Gimme That Pearl copped a bit of a penalty for running 3rd in the ladies' mile. Not a big one. She was raised 3 pounds. That might make her job a little more difficult. But if they give Kamchatka a soft lead, that'll play into the hands of both herself and number 6, My Only Weakness, who's shown pretty decent form over 1,400 meters. Won her last 2 runs over the trip. In between, she was unplaced when below best over 1,600 meters. So I think it's a trappy little race. Only 6 horses. Clearly, Gimme That Pearl, Kamchatka, and My Only Weakness, as the betting suggests. I think they have even chances of winning. Those 3 appear to dominate. Putting 2 of the 3 into the opening leg of the bipod, I'd be inclined to go with number 3, Gimme That Pearl, and number 6, My Only Weakness, only because of the fact that Kamchatka hasn't raced since February. But she could come out fresh, and she could take advantage of if the gallop is mediocre.
Yeah, that's number 5 Kamchatka. But 3 and 6, the 2 horses to perhaps play around here in the second race. Race number 3 next up. This is the start of the place accumulator. 12:35 is the off time. It is a B stakes over 1,950 meters, and the favorite at the time of recording is number 4 006, trading at 22 to 10, having found some support from 5 to 2. Number 1, we have touchdown at 33 to 10, 7 to 2 Song to the Moon. It's 9 to 2 about numbers 2 and 5, and then ahead of the facts at 11 to 2. So It's quite a tightly bunched betting race here. Graham, I like the look of We Have Touchdown. I liked his last start when returning to form. He's a horse that I've kept a close eye on ever since he was a 2-year-old. And I think with his last run on the belt, he's got a bit of confidence back, and there's without a shadow of doubt in my mind, he's crying out for this distance, and I think this is the right race for him.
Well, there's no doubt that the improvement last time behind La Pulga can be ascribed to the fact that he was going over a more testing trip for the first time in a long while, and he goes even further here, up another 150 metres to 1950 metres. So number one, We Have Touchdown in a very tricky, and again a 6-horse field, but when the biggest outsider in the 6-horse field is quoted 11-2, you know that it's pretty open. But I'm going to be in the camp of number 3, Song to the Moon. He's one of my favourite horses in training in the Western Cape. He's a real eye-catching, scopy, nice type of What a Winter gelding. I went against him last time, Rahil, much to my horror. In fact, as I said, he's one of my favourite horses, because I really believed that 1,500 metres last time was too sharp for him, but he proved me wrong. He's over a much more comfortable trip for him here, number 3, Song to the Moon, over 1,950 metres. He is giving 1.5 kilos away to number 1, We Have Touchdown, but he is a 4-year-old opposed to a 3-year-old, so there may not be too much to choose between them. 006 has won 2 of his last 3, but I think he's possibly coming up a little against a little bit stronger here. Both Express Yourself and Pinot Grigio can improve. I think that Ahead of the Facts might be well held in this field. I think he takes on stronger than he has in recent times. His last 2 runs, the average rating was 71 and 74. Now the average rating is 88. So despite the fact that he's only got 52.5 to shoulder, I think that number 6, Ahead of the Facts, might be up against it. So not with a great deal of confidence, Rahel. I respect your selection. Number 1, We Have Touchdown. I'm in the camp of number 3, Song to the Moon. Richard Ferree rides him. He's ridden him 7 times for 3 wins and 2 seconds. So we're sure to get a good run for our money. Number 3, Song to the Moon. And again, I think 7-2 is not a bad price.
Well, one thing is for sure, Justin Snaith has certainly got a stranglehold on this race with 4 of the 6 runners, and he'll be certainly hoping to run first and second. Race number 4 next up. This will be the start of the pick 6. 1:10 is the off time, 1,950 metres. It is an open maiden, where your favourite is number 2, Past and Present, trading at 16-10. Number 9, Real Stunner, is at 3-1. Number 3, Beautiful Side, at 7-2. 9-2 about number 1, Ario Vistus, and then it is 8-1 and Better Bar Those. Graham, this horse, Past and Present, he's had his fair share of chances now, and he's been second at 3 of his last 4 outings. Not quite sure whether he's a good thing in this contest. I think he could be vulnerable, and there's a couple of horses that I'd look to back him up with, the likes of number 3, Beautiful Side, and a horse like number 9, Real Stunner, who's certainly capable of a lot more than what he has been producing.
Past and Present, as you said, is a little short in the market for me. He has disappointed on so many occasions, knocking at the door but not walking through the door. It is interesting that the blinkers come off. That's a late declaration. So he raced with blinkers last time. Justin Snaith has taken the blinkers off. JP van der Merwe rides, as he always does, in the Greg Bort's colours. I think this horse must have Justin Snaith tearing his hair out, because you would have thought he would have won by now. He's got a lovely pedigree. Gets a very easy opportunity here in this open maiden to shed his maiden ticket. But as you say, to label him, that's a little difficult. You've mentioned 3, Beautiful Side, and 9, Real Stunner. I've expected more from number 9, Real Stunner. I think he's 33-10 by virtue of the fact that it's not a deep field. I would rather take the price about Past and Present rather than the price about Real Stunner, to be fair. But Beautiful Side could improve sufficiently to have a say in the outcome. The one horse that interests me is the maiden, number 10. The Moment of Truth is a 5-start maiden. Now, he ran 4th at his penultimate start when held up for a run behind Show Off, and I thought that run was good enough to win next up, and he was solidly backed in the market from 10-1 to 6-1. But things didn't go according to plan. He was meant to be held up towards the rear of the field. He tore away to the front, led them into the straight, going really quickly, faded away. So I think they're going to adopt tactics, or attempt to adopt hold him up tactics with number 10, Moment of Truth. And if I was to throw in one roughie, whether it's into your exactas, trifectas or quartets, that I would throw in number 10, Moment of Truth, I would forgive him that last run and judge him rather on his 2 previous runs, when only 3 lengths of 006 and only 4 lengths off Show Off. But clearly he's limited. It does all point to number 2, Past and Present. He is going to win a maiden, and this could be the day. But how you structure your pick 6 is key, of course. And again, we take multiple perms. We've said this on a number of occasions. You don't have to be stuck in on one perm. And certainly in one of the perms, I'll take my chances and banker number 2, Past and Present. I think he shapes up as a place accumulator banker, and I'd be surprised if he ran out of the top 2. So if you're working with a limited budget as far as the buy pots and the place accumulators are concerned, I would take my chances and banker the consistent number 2, Past and Present. But yeah, he's going to have to bring his A game.
Yep, Past and Present looks to be the ideal roving banker, but he could have some competition in race number 4. Race number 5 next up, 1400 meters, class 4, fillies and mares, 13:45 is the off time. And number 2, Swiatek is your 4-1 weak favorite, 9-2 on offer about number 1, La Divina, number 3, Onisan. Number 7 rather, Supreme Fate, from 6-1 into 5-1. It's then 6-1 and better ball those. I think this is quite a tricky race over the 1400 meter trip to get the jackpot one underway. I think number 8, Diamond Bomber, at 7-1, and number 12, Senhora Victoria, could be 2 horses to play around here in this race, Graham. But what's your thoughts?
I think it's a tricky race. It's a trappy race. The betting suggests that, and it's a class 4, typical class 4 fillies and mares handicap 1400 meters. I think it's obviously in La Divina's favour and in Swiatek's favour that they're drawn in gates 1 and 2. That's always a big help over 1400 meters, particularly on the winter course, and we race again on the winter course. La Divina could well control the pace from that inside gate. She was a winner last time out, but she was all out to beat Lady Lookalike, but her previous run behind Fun Zone continues to hold form in better company. So that was a very good effort when second behind Fun Zone. So she clearly comes into the race with a bright chance. I don't think she's unfairly rated off a 77, so she'll be competitive. She is a winner of the course and distance. Swiatek started her career with a bang, then kind of lost her way in the next 2 starts, but I think she's ready to improve, but faces an uphill task with 61.5 on her back. We've all been waiting for Onisan to find some kind of winning form, but slowly but surely she's hanging around there, and she's got a nice draw. This race is ripe for an upset result, and Onisan, she's not a big outsider. She's at 5-1, but she could get the job done. Kamikaze went well for a long way last time and threatened to win. It was only in the closing stages that she was collared. I quite like number 7, Supreme Fate. We were all over her last time. I couldn't believe she drifted from 5-1 to 8-1. I actually got some 10-1. I didn't. The betting drift didn't put me off, and she delivered from a wide draw. Yes, she only beat Wild Applause, who's clearly limited, but I've got the feeling that number 7, Supreme Fate, has got a lot more to offer. You've mentioned Diamond Bomber, you've mentioned Senhora Victoria, even Rahaba. It's not an easy race. I think you've got to cast your nets a little wide, but I think the 2 key runners in the race are definitely La Divina and Swiatek. They have been priced up joint 4-1 favourites. They've cracked the best of the draw, but I'll be keeping a close eye on number 7, Supreme Fate.
Yeah, it is the type of race that could produce a bit of a result, and tickets could be falling away. Next up is race number 6. The 6th race on the program will get underway at 2. 1400 meters is the distance. It is a class 4, where your favorite is number 3, Iridian, trading at 33-10. Number 1, Trippy Silk. Number 2, Arbitration, and number 6, Boogie Fighter, all at 5-1. 6-1 about number 9, Scottish Kiss. It is 7-1 and better ball those. Graham, what's your thoughts on this race here? Because this was Iridian. I think he's got the ability to win out the maidens and to beat this field, but he does have breathing issues, which is just the niggly issue at the back of my mind.
Dean Canamere thinks Iridian is a top division horse. There's no questioning his ability, but as you've alluded to, he was off the track for a very long time. He had a throat operation. The first operation didn't work. He had to have a second operation. And there was a time when they feared that I was chatting to part owner Brian Airy just the other day, and there was a time when they thought actually they weren't going to get Iridian back. Then he finally appeared first up as a gelding on the 16th of April. That was 10 months after his previous race. And he ran a very nice second behind Green Planet over 1,200 meters. They took a chance and ran him again over 1,200 meters, and he won his maiden, beating Palancar. They don't believe he's a 1,200 meter horse. They're looking to stretch him. over further trips. But they've always also, in the back of their minds, got this breathing issue that he has. So they're trying to bring him along slowly. If the right Ridian arrives without any issues, no side issues, no breathing issues, it is quite likely that he'll blow this field away. They think that highly of him. Whether he will ever realize his true potential, given his breathing problems that he has, his well-documented breathing problems that he has, that is open to question. So when you roll all in with a horse like Ridian, you are taking chances, because if something reoccurs during the course of the race, he could just as well run well downfield as he's likely to win by a wide margin. So I do think Boogie Vide represents some value in the race. I think he's a nice type. King's Quest has been running below par, and I'm not quite sure why. We've expected more from number 7, King's Quest. They ran him in over 1,600 metres in his penultimate, then 1,200 in his last. I think actually this 1,400 metres is probably number 7, King's Quest's best trip. Scottish Kiss can improve. There are a few that can improve and get into the mix. Arbitration, Trippy Silk, I think he's probably better over 1,200 metres. There's no doubt the horse to beat is Ridian, and if the right Ridian arrives, then he'll win, but there's always a question mark.
Yep. Number 3 Ridian rather, we'll be keeping a very close eye on him, currently at around 33 to 10. In hindsight, after the race, it could turn out to be a gift if he does start that price and does romp home to victory. But let's see how he does go. And if he doesn't win, well, there's certainly other horses that will be looking to pick up the pieces. Race number 7, Somerset 1200, listed race, 1200 meters. The trip 14:55 is the off time. Number 2, Absolutely Yes, is your favorite at 9 to 10 in this field of 5 runners. 3 to 1, She's My World, Churchillian. 7 to 2, 3 Tigers. And then Dance to the Sun, the only debutant in the race, is at 20 to 1. Number 3, Quick Smart, and number 4, Bugle Boy are scratched. Graham, number 2, Absolutely Yes, second to Dreamwell. We'll see how that Form 9 does work out in race number 1 with all the rage. But he's a horse that Justin's team think quite a bit of.
I was very impressed with his comeback run. It was his first run as a gelding. It was over 1,100 metres. There was a bit of long shot support for him, and the way he finished his race off was very, very encouraging. He is my top choice in what is a disappointingly small field for this year's renewal of the Somerset 1200. I would have thought the race would have been supported with greater numbers. 3 Tigers, She's My World, and Churchillian, all maiden winners of their last start. I think that obviously the form book would suggest that Churchillian has got the measure of 3 Tigers. I've got a suspicion that over 1,200 metres, 3 Tigers might be able to overturn that form with Churchillian at this stage of their careers. Churchillian is a full brother to Master Arch. He's got natural gate speed. He won over 1,000 metres, as did 3 Tigers. But I think 3 Tigers can be held up to deliver his best at the end. She's My World was very impressive when winning her maiden at the 4th time of asking, beating Timoria. Timoria was beaten again subsequently, did run a nice second, but She's My World is also, looks to be a nice type of filly. But I do believe they've all got number 2, Absolutely Yes, to beat. I think he's got more to come. I think the gelding has turned him around, because he showed terrific promise on debut back in December when winning his debut run, beating Music of the Night. It's hard to nail your colours to the master, Rahil, with these improving, relatively unexposed 2-year-olds. They're all one-time winners. Absolutely Yes. 3 Tigers, She's My World, and Churchillian. One of them is probably going to become a 2-time winner, because I can't see the newcomer winning. He doesn't appear to be fancied. Number 1, Dance to the Sun. He could be just making up the numbers. So Absolutely Yes, my first choice, and I think he's going to relish the step up to 1,200 metres from his last run, and I think he's going to relish even going further in time to come. This is probably quite a nice trial for the Langerman for some of these horses, and I think Absolutely Yes's name will be pinned in to go for the Langerman.
Yep, that's number 2, Absolutely Yes. Could be a banker in leg 1 of Jackpot 2. Moving along to race number 8, Class 4, 1,200 meters is the distance for this event. And here, your favorite is number 5, Circumbendibus at 22 to 10. Number 3, One Liner, 5 to 1 into 4 to 1. Number 2, Worldly, 6 to 1 into 5 to 1. 14, Escarpment at 7 to 1. It's an 8 to 1 and better bar those. Now, your favorite, Circumbendibus, ran a very good race last time out behind Jet Force, who looks to be a fairly useful sort from the Des McLaughlin yard, and This horse has gone up to 1 point for that second, but Graham, it's a big field and we could get a bit of a result here.
This race is ripe for an upset, but I'm not playing it that way. I do think that number 5, Circumbendibus, is the right horse. I chatted to Glenn Cotton during the course of the week. They think they've got him in a good space. Yes, he's at 13 starts for only 1 win and 3 seconds, 2/3 and a 4th. But his last 2 runs have been good, over 1,200 metres. I've come to the conclusion he's been tried over a variety of distances at a variety of tracks. I do think down the lane at Hollywoodbets Kenilworth, 1,200 metres, is probably his best opportunity to register his second career victory. He is a 3-year-old son of Vercingetorix. He's had many chances. He may have a limited career going forward, but this is not the deepest Class 4 handicap you're ever going to see. So I'm happy to row in with a fair degree of confidence with number 5, Circumbendimus. But that being said, these kind of races can always produce an upset result. I like the fact he's drawn in gate 5. He's got options. JP van der Merwe's got options. JP gets on well with him. He rode him when he won his only start to date, Circumbendibus. So I'm actually going to go very narrow in this race. I know that there are dangers all around, and the race can produce an upset result, but I'm going to row in with number 5, Circumbendibus. If you're looking for one runner that could suddenly improve off a slight break, and I know the stable has been struggling for winning form but getting good place form, and that would be number 4, Surge of Power. I think it's coming to his time of the year, and he started off his career with a bang. There's no doubt that he went badly off the rails, but Greg Enion has always believed that he's a really nice horse, and when you consider that he was rated 103 by the handicappers at one stage, he's now down to an 82, plus gets the apprentice allowance. This is the kind of race where suddenly number 4, Surge of Power, can get back into winning form. So Circumbendibus, my clear first choice, many with place chances, but watch out for number 4, Surge of Power.
Oh, well, if he remembers that he ran 4-8 on 18 in the Langeman as a 2-year-old, perhaps he could just be a bit of an upset type at 20-1 in the market. We're going to move along to race number 9, penultimate race at Hollywoodbets Kenilworth on Sunday, and this is a class 5 for fillies and mares over 1,200 meters. Your favorite is number 3, Becky Sharp, and number 15, Music of the Night, both at 4-1. Number 9, Electromagnetism, is at 9-2. 6-1, Golden Ideal, it's 7-1, and Better Bar those. Grand final leg of the place accumulator, pick 6. What's your thinking here?
I think the 2-year-olds can be competitive in this Class 5 handicap. They should have more quality and more potential than many that they're racing against. And over 1,200 metres, I think they have a chance. They do have a bit of pudding to carry. Number 9, Electromagnetism, has got 60.5. Number 15, Music of the Night, has got 60. Now, Music of the Night, of course, ran second to Absolutely Yes. We fancy that to win the Somerset 1,200. Wild Green has made her way to KwaZulu-Natal for champion season. And I know that she was slammed a long way by Another Dance for Me. But when you talk about the Greef Armada, and you talk about Direct Hit and Golden Palm and Another Dance for Me, it's quite possible that Another Dance for Me is better than the other two. So, you know, Greef has got an array of talent there in the 2-year-old ranks. So 15, Music of the Night, should be competitive. I think 16, Golden Ideal, should be competitive. So should number 9, Electromagnetism. But I like the fact that Becky Sharp has strung 2 races together. She's more seasoned, she's older, she's a 4-year-old. She's limited, that we all know. She's limited to these sort of Class 5 races. And I think that another good run can be expected. She's not always been the most consistent, but another good run can be expected. But this race, more so than perhaps the previous race, where I'm hoping Circumbendibus gets the job done, this race could produce an Hiroshimic result.
That's race number 9, the final leg of the PA and pick 6. Race 10, final race on the day. And here your favorite is number 1, Hoodia, number 4, Major Master, both at 9-2. Number 3, Congressman, is trading at 11-2 in the market. 11, Chasing the Rainbow, is at 6-1. 15-2 about number 14, Scalini, and then it is 8-1 and Better Bar those. Now, Andre Nel seems to hold a strong hand in this race with Hoodia and Congressman, and Congressman is an absolute known front runner. He beat quite King last time out, but that form line has held up very, very nicely. And he is the type of horse that I wouldn't be surprised if he gets cheap fractions. He sets the pace and he goes 5 lengths clear, and he tells him, catch me if you can.
Well, it's interesting that Corne Orfer has chosen to ride number 3 Congressman over number 1 Hoodia, yet number 1 Hoodia is shorter in the market. So I do think that the key runner in the race is number 3 Congressman. We know that he's a solid galloper. He now comes to the winter track with the shorter straight. He could turn for home with a clear advantage, and he's not one that throws in the towel easily, as evidenced by his last 2 wins. Hoodia's got nice form, so as you say, Andre Nel does hold a strong hand, because both numbers 1 Hoodia and 3 Congressman will be competitive, but I do prefer number 3 Congressman, who at this stage is the longer priced of the pair. I do think that Major Master, this will be his peak run, his 3rd run after being gelded. He's at a 1,200, a 1,600, now it steps up to 1,700. Candice Bass-Robinson has always held him in pretty high regard. He's a decent sort in the making, so Major Master is going to make his presence felt. And then I do think that perhaps there's some each-way value at quite long odds. About number 7, Bounce Back, Richard Ferree for Justin Snaith. You don't often find them trading in double-figure numbers. I know the last run was a bit disappointing, but that was over 2,200 metres, and I got the feeling that Bounce Back didn't stay the trip. Prior to that, he ran 3rd to my best. He's shown that he can be competitive over this sort of distance, and I think he's certainly one that you can't ignore as far as exactas, trifectas and quartets are concerned. Scottish Lynx may also have more to offer. Chasing the Rainbows on a hat-trick. He won 2 in a row last time out, beating Hoodia. So wherever Hoodia runs, there shouldn't be too much to choose between Hoodia and Chasing the Rainbow, even though Chasing the Rainbow's got a wider draw to overcome. It's a trappy race again, because these handicaps are just that. That's what they're meant to be. Handicaps are meant to be competitive. But I think Congressman, why bet against him?
Yeah, Congressman 11-2 in the market. Perhaps he could be the right one once again and reel off a hat-trick in race number 10. So that is the 10 races on the program for racing out at Hollywoodbets Kenilworth on Sunday. We've got a cracking card on Saturday at Hollywoodbets Scottsville, Graham, which we're all looking forward to. Jackpot of sprint races, and yeah, it's set to be a great day, great weekend of racing.
Wonderful weekend. Yes, obviously we don't know the outcome of the races to be run at Hollywoodbets Scottsville at the Speed Festival. Some terrific racing there. And again, disappointingly small field for the Somerset 1200, but it promises to be competitive, as do many of the other 9 races at Hollywoodbets Kenilworth. It's not going to be easy going.
Yep. Thanks very much to Graham, and all the best with racing on Sunday down in the Western Cape.